Welcome, my minions, to Celestial Command, if you couldn't guess from the title or the thing right in front of your fucking face. Now that we got the name out of the way, let me start showing you the features. When you first launch the game, you'll be met with these 5 things. Start server, join multiplayer, options, developer, and you can immediately exit the game if you wanted to. Now, this game is an early access game. It is not finished. It still has, in fact, it is an alpha game. It's not finished by any means, so anything you see is subject to change. And one more thing before we get into the game. Well, 2 more things. You might be thinking, join multiplayer. There's multiplayer in the game right now. Yes, there is. But one thing, you gotta join by IP and port, which is very well. It's not bad. I mean, you can do it with a couple friends, I guess. But yeah, you gotta do that. I have tried out the multiplayer feature. It is extremely buggy. It's got network flickering for whoever joins. Parts of your ship randomly explode for no reason whatsoever. There has been an update. They might have fixed that, but still got network flickering, lagginess, and stuff of that nature, and it's a little unplayable at the moment. So bear in mind that the multiplayer feature is very bare bones at the moment. And if you're buying the game just for the multiplayer, then just I would hold off on that. But where this game really shines is its realism, I guess you could say. It's got orbiting. This you can see that it's got orbiting mechanics, physics, and collisions and whatnot. Here's the option menu before we get in. It's got audio. It's got music. It's got all this stuff. I'll be showing you the sandbox mode, not the survival mode, because to show you everything in the survival mode would take longer, and I want this to be like a 3-hour video. You got your FPS and all that jazz and balargan. So it's not a giant option menu. It's not bountiful of options, but it'll do. It does for an early access game. Alright, I'll also be telling you about the survival features in the game while I'm in the game. Yeah, I don't really need to put anything there. Alright, let's get in it. Let's get into it. Alright, we are in Celestial Command. This is the first. You always start off orbiting a planet. Now, I'm just going to close that real quick. Should have disabled that. Now, you might be seeing. Now, you cannot interact with the planets at the moment. They're just something really to orbit around and crash into if you're unlucky. Same with the really just the sun. The only way to interact with that is really solar panels. And I guess that's pretty cool. But the only way to interact with planets is either to orbit around them, which we're doing right now, or smash right into them, which doesn't really do anything. But anyways, this is where the game shines in its realism factor, I guess you could say. With you start orbiting a planet. If you move, you fuck with your orbit, and you could just go out of the solar system and die, and really you'll just die then. You have fuel. Let me show you. Yeah, both have fuel here. These are 2 fuel tanks filled with liquid hydrogen. This is the fuel of this place. And we have engines. The engines move us. I'm gonna say the game has a giant learning curve if you don't know how to play. It'll probably take you a long time. I knew how to play when I got into it, so it didn't really matter. So learning curve wasn't as bad because I knew a lot about the game before I started. But I'm just telling you, there's not a lot of tutorials out there. It's quite hard. You run out of liquid hydrogen as you, I don't know why I'm opening that yet, as you fly around. So if I start doing barrel rolls, it would start eating up the hydrogen. The more thrusters and stuff you have on a fuel tank, the faster it goes down. So How do I get more, you say? Well, by these little fuckers. Asteroids. Now, you need, in survival mode, you need everything to build certain. You need a certain research to build, not resource to build certain things, like copper, neponium, nickel, titanium, and stuff of that nature. But what you need for fuel is ice, and you'll need a lot of it. You don't need to just, if you can't just mine raw ice, it won't do anything. So we're gonna need to modify this little bugger to be able to handle such things. We're gonna be heavily modifying it. First, I'm just gonna eject that. The reason I'm ejecting this, I don't know why I ejected it, but because I'm just gonna use the sandbox cheating mode to fill one, and I'm gonna leave the other empty to show you. And now we're gonna modify this guy. We're gonna modify him to have some ore containers to contain certain ores. We already have like a shitload back here, but these are already pretty filled when you start the game. Another thing we're gonna need a fuel generator. This is what makes the fuel. I'm just gonna make one, because more than one that'd be a little much. First, I'm gonna make it when I plan further. And I'm gonna just sort of do this. Build a little box around it. There. Now we have a fuel generator. But we need something to mine with the fuel. We need a mining laser. So we're just gonna attach a mining laser there. Now, I usually like being able to attach the asteroid with something called a grabber, which you can attach to it, which you can like lock on to an asteroid and start mining it, which is extremely useful. Everything you add impairs your movement, so you don't want to add, well, too much. So be careful about that. Alright, so now we have a mining laser, a grabber, some ore containers, and a fuel generator. Before we can do anything with the fuel generator, we need to do the connectors. Yes, this is where the game really gets a little much. First, you need to get its input hydrogen, where it puts its hydrogen. Now you need a place for it to input its ice. But it also needs a power source. We don't have anything generating power, so we need a way of generating that. I'll get to that a little later. And input oxygen there. Alright, we did it. You also need to input the power, and these are power generators. They have a little bit of power in them, but they don't have anything to get more. So if we used, I don't know, the laser, it'd begin drawing power, and we would just lose that power. Now, another thing, anything like lasers and grabbers. Wait a second, the grabber's not working. What the fuck? Doesn't even have power content. I guess the grabbers don't work in this update. Oh, that's amazing. Not really, I hate it. I don't know why it doesn't work. Anyways, I was a little unprofessional. But, ooh, it has its little chart. You can see what it has little here, like damage, power consumption, max range, charge time. But we want to assign a hotkey so we don't have to click on it and click toggle laser. Right click, and I'm going to put it to Alpha 3, which is just the 3 on your keyboard. Not the numpad, but just the 3 up there. Now when I hit 3, I can just turn it off and on. I think it does it in burst, if I'm correct. Okay, I guess it doesn't. But, anyways, now that we got that up, there's tons of connectors, and it can get a little chaotic the larger you get. But now that we got that out of the way, we're going to need some way to generate power. Don't worry, I got you. And there's tons of hotkeys to like open menus and stuff. You just got to learn them. Nah, don't worry. The cheapest power, I think, is solar panels. Nuclear reactors are both large and bulky. Well, actually, they're probably more compact than the solar panel. I'll show you why in a second. But they generate more, and they cost a lot more. So, but we're gonna go green and have some solar panels. There. Now they're still not generating power. how do they generate power? Well, I'll show you. First, we're gonna assign a hotkey. I'm gonna set it to 2 because we're gonna need to be retracting those. Boom. Yeah, it gets a really, really large ass solar panels, and if these touch anything, they're just gonna blow up. So you need to be careful. Now, every time we face the sun, which not right now, we'll be getting power. Here's an asteroid right here. We're gonna change our. I'm just gonna deploy these because we're not really getting anything out of them, and we're going to mine it. I think we're in range. No, we're not. So let's get a little closer. For some reason, my oh right, yeah. I need to quickly just set this. Oh no, I'm getting close. Too close. Too close. It's still not. Oh no, the hydrogen's in there. Ah! I hit it. Unprofessional right there. Oh, get that out. There we go. I'll show you in the building in a second. Just a second. Fucking asteroid. Still not. Oh, there we go. This is your little shit. But as you can see, we're altering our orbit, which isn't good. If we alter it to, well, too severely, then we're just gonna go flying out of the solar system and most likely die in a horrific way. So we need to fix it. It takes a lot to fix an orbit. That's why you don't really want to fuck it up too bad. That's why I like the grabber, so you can just attach to an asteroid. But they seem to have changed that. So let's just do that. There's not a lot to this game right now. Not a lot to do. Well, now they add a little bit more to do, because now you can do. Let's create a couple enemies. I don't think we have absolutely any weapons on this thing. So we're going to modify this to be a warship real quick. Hopefully I don't crash into the sun or something fucked like that. Again, in sandbox mode, it doesn't take any time to remove things. We're going to refit this to be a battleship. Attach some weapons. Weapons placement does matter. Because... oh no, they're already attacking. No, they're shooting me. Oh, we need weapons. Now, I wish I could show you more. But they appear to be shooting us. No, there's like, they're shooting each other. What the fuck? Now switch to manual mode real quick, and let's kill this little fucker. Yeah! Explosions. That was awesome. Alright, we had a heavy turret and we managed to destroy them. If you lose your command pod, then you die. Alright, so we managed to live through that. But we lost a solar panel and tons of other stuff. And with the sandbox, I think the sandbox is the only... oh no, another one. They're shooting me. Oh no. I gotta try to hit them. Oh, I got it. Oh shit, that was awesome. Oh, I died. Now, as you can see, the combat, well, I haven't gotten really a hang of it. Not the combat, but actually flying. I haven't really gotten the hang of flying. Again, I'm pretty new to this. I'm pretty new to the whole physics thing and orbiting. I'm not very good at it. And as you can see, now they're coming for me because that's all they will do. And I don't really have time. And they're like super fast for some reason. Yes. Well, there's not much else to show off. I showed you off the combat. I could show you off more advanced features like building. Maybe this warp engine so you can warp to other planets. This game, it's pretty good, but it's an early access game. Just keep that in mind. Anything you see is subject to change. And if you want to see more of this, me do a little survival series, maybe do some other stuff, then please leave a comment saying you do, and leave a like, favorite, and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. I'll see you guys next time.